Hi everyone and welcome to a new video, and today a tough subject. Okay, I've been thinking about making this video for a while and I finally had the time, so let's get into it. But before we do so, I want to ask you to please subscribe and hit the notification button if you want to stay up to date with my videos, and also check me out on other social media platforms if you're using any of them. So, can vegans or animal rights activists accept this fact? And if you are a hunter, please make sure to stay until the end of the video because I have something to share with you as well. Now, I was thinking about this subject after a live debate that I did with a hunter on my channel. You can check it out by clicking on this link. And I found it quite difficult to think about. However, as most of you know, I like to stay realistic and I really don't like vegans who try to argue without any facts. Or animal rights activists who use logical fallacies in their argumentation. I think that is so horrible to do because it doesn't help the cause we're fighting for. And today's question is, can vegans accept this fact? What is the fact that I'm talking about? The fact that I'm talking about is that based on the definition of veganism, on the current definition of veganism, which also is something I'm not a big fan of, and if you want to know more about that, you can check out this link. Back to the subject, based on the current definition of veganism, the official definition, a vegan is a person who does not exploit other animals as far as practically possible. Now, one thing we have to keep in mind is that the reason why vegans don't want to do this is because they do not want to cause unnecessary harm onto other sentient beings whenever that is possible, and as far as possible and practical. What about we said we also do this because we want to minimize the harm that we're causing as long as we're alive? I think that's something everybody would agree with, right? I mean, as a vegan, you're basically trying to minimize the amount of harm that you cause onto other animals because there's no way to cause zero harm. As long as you're alive, there's some kind of impact that your life has on other animals. But what if I told you that a non-vegan may even cause less harm than you, even if they eat other animals? So the scenario I'm talking about here is comparing a vegan who lives in a city to a hunter who only survives on, let's say, what they have in their small backyard and a couple of animals that they kill every single year. Obviously, please do not at any point think that I'm advocating for hunting. And if you are a hunter and watching this, please make sure to stay until the end because I have something for you as well. If you are a hunter who kills 2 big animals every single year and survive off of their dead bodies for the rest of the year, there is a big chance that you cause less harm onto other animals than vegans do. The reason for this is simply because if you live in a city and you are buying from supermarkets and places like that, your actions have unfortunately more suffering or harm caused onto other animals. This is not because you want to, but it's just because of the way that these cities and society is built. And that way of life, at the end of the day, might have more victims. But if a hunter, on the other hand, who lives in the middle of nowhere, has a very small garden where they have some basic vegetables that they grow, and kills 2 animals a year because maybe they live alone or maybe with one other person and they live off the dead bodies of these animals, they are probably causing less harm than you because they are not engaging in consumer habits that you are engaging in that have a certain amount of victims every single year. So what does this mean? Does this mean that we should give a green card to hunters? Does this mean that I'm being apologetic or accepting a hunter's actions because it causes less suffering? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I would rather someone kills less animals that way, but more animals in the other way, right? I mean, if you have 5 or let's say 10 animals dying because of a non-vegan's society, city-based life, and on the other hand, you have a hunter who's killing 2 animals a year and getting the rest of their food from their backyard little garden, who is causing more harm? Obviously the vegan. But what is the main conclusion here? Should we all go to that? Should we be apologetic? Should we be accepting of this way of living? My answer is no. And this is why I asked hunters to stay until the end of the video. The reason why this is not good, and this is not something that animal rights activists would accept, is the fact that animal rights activists are fighting for a world where even the means of production of plant-based products are changed in a way where so many animals are not killed. And most importantly, your way of living is not realistically possible to be adopted by the population of the planet Earth. It is literally impossible to expect everyone to live that way, and therefore you are not really offering a solution. Maybe in your personal life, in a short period of time, you're having less of an impact on other animals and causing less suffering. That doesn't change the fact that you are not contributing to the possible solution that animal rights activists are fighting for. And while you are engaging in your activity, you are confirming the ideology that other animal lives don't matter and their lives are here to serve us, or that it's okay for you to kill them and eat them. The reason why you're doing that is not because you want to minimize your impact on other animal lives. I would say 99% of people, maybe 1% or less than 1%, do it for that reason. But they would never be on the side of animal rights activists helping us achieve a world where it is possible to be vegan and cause less suffering on other animals and even the environment. So that being said, please, vegans, animal rights activists, don't fall into this trap. Don't act like your life causes less suffering, because there may be a few hunters out there who cause less suffering than you and I do. And that is a fact. And it's fine. Okay, we do not live in an ideal world. It's fine. Don't make up lies or bad arguments. Accept the truth and make it very clear that they do not contribute to the solution that we are fighting for, and that a final vegan world where other animal lives are respected will include a change in the plant-based food system in a way where other animals are not harmed for us to have a meal on our table. That's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know what you think about this. Even if you're a hunter, my comment section is always open for respectful and open conversations. If you would like to support my work, check out my website SEBALEX.org or ethicsOverhabits.com for vegan, organic, and fair trade merchandise. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. I really appreciate you taking your time. I'll see you in the next video.